Snob, I can't stand snobby people. Now when it comes to this,
he's going to stay in as an insurance policy
again.
in case somehow
rude to customers.
Something happens to
Don't work
Trump.
here.
It's just nonsense. There are no circumstances where a Trump-led Republican Party would turn to Nikki Haley. There are 70 candidates or 100 candidates that they would turn to first.
Well, I tend to think that you're probably right here. And then you go through Joe Biden and where he is on issues. I mean, he's got a 38% overall approval rating. That's by Gallup. 1 point shy of his all-time low for an incumbent president. That represents, it should be causing real alarm within the Democratic Party and the Democratic ranks. Is there a single policy initiative that Joe Biden implemented that you like and that has been successful? And I can't think of a single thing he's done that's successful. On top of him being weak, frail, and seemingly completely out of it now.
Well, I think that, and the reason I included all of those Gallup numbers in the newsletter, which I wrote at Gingrich 360, is that when you look at it, he is in worse shape now than Jimmy Carter was. The rejection of his policies across the board is getting deeper, stronger. In particular, he is collapsing on the border, and of course, the tragic killing of the University of Georgia student by a Venezuelan illegal immigrant is just going to further increase the country's rejection of what Biden has been doing in flooding the United States with illegal immigrants and with the drugs they bring with them and the crime they bring with them. And so, one of my points was to argue two basic things. One, Biden's problems are not the kind you solve with clever TV commercials. Because in people's real lives, they see every day evidence on every front that his policies are not working and that they don't reflect the values of the American people. Trump can campaign as the candidate of a better future, not just as the alternative to a terrible president.
One thing, Mr. Speaker, I was glad about on Saturday, I mean, I watched the president. He, to me, 21 points in the home state of an opponent is a landslide. And when you put together the previous states that have gone forward with caucuses and primaries, Nikki Haley has not performed well. And I thought the fact that he pivoted to Biden and really didn't mention her, I kind of like the idea that as soon as the polls closed and they called the race for him, he just went right out there. I thought New Hampshire was a mistake to respond to her previous speech when she went out ahead of him. And anyway, moving forward, I just think that he's going to look at this race as him versus Biden, at least for now. Do you think Biden makes it to November?
Yeah, I just think the weight of the presidency, you get a guy that spends $6 or $7 trillion a year, he's got a lot of staying power, no matter how weak he may seem. So my guess is that nobody on the Democratic side is going to take the risk of taking him head on. So I think we should assume that. But more importantly, I think Trump has an opportunity, because anybody other than Biden will, this may surprise you, anybody other than Biden will be weaker, not stronger. And will have many minefields.
I mean, would that include Michelle Obama and Gavin Newsom?
Absolutely. I mean, first, look at Newsom. How do you answer, why did Sylvester Stallone leave?
It's true. Big news. Sylvester Stallone is permanently, he's left California for Florida. Done deal with that. Why did I leave New York? That's a done deal, too.
Right. So my point is, Gavin Newsom...
By the way, I'm not comparing myself to Sly. I want to be very clear here. I'm no Sylvester Stallone, Mr. Speaker.
No, I have to say, we just finished watching the first season of Tulsa Kings. He is really good.
I watched it. It was so good, that series. I loved it. He's got his A game going on. And he's a great guy in real life, too. Love him. And all the Rocky movies, Rambo movies, they're go-tos for me when I want to watch something that I really like.
Well, I'm hoping for season 2 as soon as possible. But my only point is, there's so much stuff wrong in California that Newsom, if he ever gets genuinely looked at by the national media, will be so great. And Michelle's not going to bother. mean, you know.
I don't see it either, but so many people seem to think that's a possibility. I don't see it.
Well, first of all, she's more radical than Barack, and she's more racially intense than Barack. And
Goes a bad
you can't
neighbor right
explain the
there
amount
that
of money
tried to
they've
hit
got,
me
the
twice.
size of their mansion.
Yep, that's her.
I mean,
She
you know,
does not know how
they
to
managed for 8
drive
years to live out
properly.
a myth that was a lie.
Who the fuck
that
is
they were really
parking
normal,
there?
everyday people, which they're not.
Who the
They're both
fuck is
radicals.
parking there? That's
She's
where I
much
park.
like Hillary
What the fuck?
is much more radical than
Yeah, who the
Bill
fuck is
Clinton.
that?
Michelle is more radical than Barack. And that would not work
Staring at
very
me
well
like,
in a
the
national
fuck is he
campaign.
staring
So,
at?
I mean, I think they're
Fucking
basically
asshole.
stuck.
Fucking
They
stare.
could go to a Governor Whitmer in Michigan. They could
Okay.
go to the governor of
Fucking asshole
Pennsylvania.
staring at
But
me
I don't
like
think they will. I think in
fucking-
my mind,
Yeah, it's all
the
staring
challenge
at
for
me like,
Trump
what
is
the
not,
fuck are you
don't even
staring
worry
at?
about your opponent.
Fucking rich
Worry about
asshole.
assembling and attracting the largest coalition
can't-
since FDR.
I
And
can't
I'm
park
hoping
anywhere
you're going to go
else.
into every major city.
Fucking asshole. Fucking look at me like that. Fucking bitch.